This is the AM News. Let's get into the details. Now, the Bekwai Circuit Court charged 6 persons involved in the assault of Joy News journalist Erastus Asare-Donkor and his crew with 5 counts of assault, stealing, and conspiracy to commit crime, among others. Environmental journalist Erastus Asare-Donkor and his team were abducted and physically assaulted by heavily built men working for Idel Metallium Resources Limited. 5 other suspects are at large. Love FM's editor Akufo-Addo was in court yesterday and has the rest of the story.
Accused persons who appeared in court include Felix Amankwa, Akwesi Frimpong, Frederick Afol, Joshua Ofori, Mumuni Musa, and Daniel Apia, all employees of Idel Metallium Resources Limited. They are between the ages of 23 and 52 years. They are accused of forcibly abducting Erastus Asare-Donkor, Majid Alidu, Edward Akun, and Nicholas Swanta, taking them to an undisclosed location, subjecting them to brutal beatings, and later abandoning them. The Joy News crew were investigating illegal mining activities at Manson Esumenya. Prosecution, led by ASP Lloyd Bedu, charged all accused persons on 5 counts of assault, conspiracy to commit crime, and stealing. All 6 pleaded not guilty to the charges. Their counsel pleaded the court to admit the accused persons to bail, arguing they have been of good behavior after a police inquiry bail. The prosecutor did not object to the plea. Presiding Judge Justice Isaac Apietu therefore granted the plea for bail with 2 sureties of 100,000 Ghana cedis, and for all accused persons to present themselves to the Manson Edubia police every Monday before the next court hearing. The case was adjourned to Friday, December 13, 2024. For Joy News, Akufo-Addo reporting.
Still on illegal mining, convener for the Ghana Coalition Against Galamsey, Dr. Kenneth Ashigbe, has raised concerns over the silence of stakeholders, including organized labor, since the initial move by government to deal with the menace after labor called off their intended nationwide strike. Yes, more.
It hasn't. Tell me which of the enhanced things have started that you have been able to see that some result, apart from when the military moved out and then they deployed and they got media people in there for 1 day. After that, what has happened? Nothing. So which one again? The court, nothing. There are issues about LIS 2462. What they have all the 2 of them who sat in parliament, the NDC and the NPP who sat in parliament to get that law, that obnoxious law passed. They have decided that they are more interested in where they will sit than how we will deal with these issues. Well, another thing that we're also planning of doing is to mobilize all the presidential candidates and then also the parliamentary candidates to sign on to that. Nothing has happened. So it is important that we also, as a people, we really wake up and say that, if it was your son, who had a 4th-year student from KNUST, just had to go and defend his thesis, is supposed to fall into a pit and die. Are you now going to say we should wait to the next election? If it's your daughter that goes to give birth to a baby with 4 feet and 2 hands, and then without genitalia, dies, and the postmortem is carried out, and in the bone marrow, the level of toxicity in that, would you be happy about it? This is the question we'll be asking ourselves.
President Akufo-Addo has been speaking on the subject at the opening of the 29th Conference of Parties, that is COP29 in Baku of Azerbaijan, including what the government has been doing to address climate change. He said there must be a consolidated effort to stop destruction of the environment to secure Ghana's future.
We're determined to meet the Paris Agreement's goals across agriculture, transport, forestry, energy, and other sectors. We have made strides. The Green Ghana project has planted 50 million trees, and forest restoration efforts have covered 721,000 hectares since 2017, when I came to office. 13 mitigation actions have cut annual greenhouse gas emissions by 43% since 2021. Ghana's national electric vehicle policy, backed by tax incentives, promotes sustainable mobility, and our energy transition framework steers us towards a green future. Through Article 6 of the Paris Agreement, Ghana has mobilized $800 million United States dollars by trading carbon credits with nations like Switzerland and Sweden. However, we cannot reach our climate goals alone. We call on our global partners to honor their commitments, ensuring accessible concessional financing for sustainable development in Africa without unsustainable debt. As a father and a grandfather, I question what we will leave behind. What world will we leave behind? Our children's future hinges on our decisions. That COP29 here in Azerbaijan mark a pivotal shift from dialogue to decisive action. Let us act boldly, showing future generations that we fought for them.
Away from illegal mining, from tears of sorrow to tears of joy. That's the reaction of a mother whose daughter has been battling end-stage kidney failure from the age of 13. Today, she's overwhelmed with gratitude after CEO of Engineers and Planners and Jata Cement, Ibrahim Mahama, stepped in to fully cover the $25,000 needed for her daughter's kidney transplant. Yes, more.
Will I be on dialysis for the rest of my life? Or will I get someone to help me out of this? Or that will be the end of my life?
Rosemary Buedu shared her fears, wondering if she too would face the fate of others on dialysis.
When I hear that someone on dialysis has died, I ask myself, so will I also die?
Her plea resonated. Today, there's a brighter outlook. Her tears are now for joy, thanks to your support and the generosity of engineer Ibrahim Mahama.
Sanda Ibrahim said there were my so that mean that I'm trying say baby say between me everyone but my be a Dutch
Grace is no longer burdened by the weight of financial troubles.
Not me that mean that it's me journalist me so me bomb by crana me so no so so that's me ado nyam don nyakopan see pie bo and say me ya do kwa kwai ba ho on so be free that is so mechanic na to me akọ school and to me akọ school because na that akoma so say school NS be doctor.
This story is more than just one of financial relief. It is a demonstration of compassion. For Rosemary and her family, it is a renewed hope and a second chance at life. Emmanuel Juvenu's report for Joy News.
What can I say? Joy News gets results. Now, in other stories, the National Democratic Congress parliamentary candidate for Lambwisi, Professor Titus Bayu, has expressed optimism about his chances of becoming the next legislator for Lambwisi. He attributed the constituency's challenges to the neglect by the Akufo-Addo administration, citing poor leadership over nearly 8 years, which he claims has stalled development in the area. Despite this optimism, the former General Secretary of the Ghana Medical Association emphasized that NDC in Lambwisi constituency will remain vigilant and not become complacent until victory is achieved in the December 7 polls. Professor Bayo made these remarks while presenting medical equipment and consumables worth 120,000 Ghana cedis for distribution to health facilities in the constituency. Join his Upper West Regional Correspondent Rafiq Salam reports from Lambwisi.
The NDC Lambwisi parliamentary candidate, Professor Titus Bayo, conducted 2 assignments that he thinks will improve the health and education of the people. He donated medical equipment and consumables that included 10-liter oxygen concentrator and temperature guns worth 120,000 Ghana cedis to the paramount chief of Lambuse, Koro Isaka Kazieta II, for onward distribution to all health facilities across the constituency.
Medical devices and consumables valued at 102,000 Ghana cedis this afternoon. For the details of it, I have worked closely with the Director of Health Services. He has fashioned out a distribution plan, and I'm happy to announce that every single community is covered.
Next was the maiden disbursement of monies for beneficiaries of the Bejo Education Scholarship Trust, BEST, which was launched by former minority leader in Parliament, lawyer Haruna Idrisu.
I want to make it clear that the scholarship is going to be apolitical. It is not political in nature.
One of the beneficiaries of the scheme praised the NDC parliamentary candidate for coming to her aid.
I'm in level 300. I'm still owing prospectus. But the fees, now that I'm here to pick this up, I will go and cover up the fees and pay the debt that I borrow people money to pay.
Turning to politics, Professor Beyo averred that due to the neglect of the people by the Akufo-Addo Bawumia administration, coupled with the poor leadership exhibited in the district, he is quite sure that the people of Lambuse will not only vote massively for John Dramani Mahama to be president, but will surely vote for him.
The polls are showing clearly that I'm in the lead. If you look at the factors that led to our loss, we seem to have gone past that. And therefore, I'm very, very hopeful. The general economic conditions, the poor leadership they have experienced over the years, all that is adding on to making the choice very easy for the people of Lambuse to make.
Reporting for Dre News, Rafik Salam, Lambuse.
Now, students of the Akropong School for the Blind have appealed to political party leaders to ensure they maintain the peace the country is enjoying before, during and after the elections. According to the students, any instability will gravely affect them as they will most likely not receive timely intervention. The students said this after receiving some basic items from the St. Paul Lutheran School in Kanda. Jennifer August has more in this report. Read to you.
As the 2024 general election approaches, marginalized groups are intensifying their plea to political parties to uphold the peace the country is currently enjoying. The latest to join are the students from the Akropong School of the Blind. They are asking electorate to obey all the rules and regulations governing the elections so no violence will be recorded.
Whilst the election are on the way coming, we need peace and we should obey the rules and regulations.
As the elections are coming, we need peace.
We need peace, and they should come to our aid and support us.
They spoke with Joy News after receiving some white canes and other basic needs from the St. Paul's Lutheran School, Kanda.
It is very nice, and we hope all those things that they have given to us or they've donated to us, it will go a long way.
The donation committee chairperson for the school, Joseph Sou, assured all the items received will go a long way to help them offer the best care for the students.
I, on behalf of Akropong School for the Blind, the headmistress, management, staff, and entire student body, express my appreciation to the St. Paul Lutheran School.
Executive Manager of St. Paul's Lutheran School highlighted the role of the private sector in complementing government's efforts and caring for the needy.
As for education, it's holistic. Government alone cannot do it. So there's a need for us to be as a partner in giving education to every individual that comes to us, or that we can take advantage. Not only that we are giving them direct education, but whatever we do here also involve them into our school curriculum, so like this donation. So we want to ensure that they are not alone, although you're a private sector, but the public also is part of us.
Some of the students who contributed shared their excitement about being part of the Be a Blessing initiative.
I feel very good because in the Bible it says there is more blessing in giving than receiving.
I'm very happy about this donation because we get to help other people in need, and it's a blessing.
A report read for Jennifer August for Joy News.
The Ghana Health Information Management Association is calling on key stakeholders, including government agencies, telecommunication companies, and healthcare providers, to prioritize investment in expanding digital infrastructure. According to GIMA, strengthening digital infrastructure is essential to advancing effective health information management across the country. Central Regional Correspondent Eric Asante has more in this report.
Digital health information management is fast becoming a cornerstone of modern healthcare systems around the world, allowing for the efficient storage, retrieval, and sharing of patient data. In Ghana, where the healthcare sector is gradually embracing digitalization, the Ghana Health Information Management Association President Richard Delali Aheto says expanding digital infrastructure is crucial to supporting the country's health information management need. He made these remarks during the 9th annual general meeting of the association in Cape Coast.
We will be here for the next 3 days. Health information management in the era of digitalization as our theme for this program shortly means that technologies have evolved so much, and we envisage that using technology, it will make health information management very simple for the practitioners, right? And when we talk of health information without looking at the modern technologies, then you will be left behind as a practitioner or health information officer. So when we talk of digitalization, we are in the digitalization era. Simply, we are going to capitalize on available technologies to upscale what we have been doing in health information management in Ghana. Looking at the way forward, we have one particular challenge that we want to tackle so well. That is the membership drive. There are still members who are far in the peripheral, right? Facilities where the information reaching them is very rare. And so they are yet to catch up with issues of the association. And after this AGM, we will commit resources and make sure we bring our members deep in the facilities, deep across the facilities to be part of this AGM. So that the next AGM, we have to see numbers doubling or multiplying more than we are seeing today.
The Acting Regional Director of Health in the Central Region, Dr. Agnes Echiama Anani, commended the association for their pivotal role in healthcare data delivery.
With this cholera outbreak that we had within Central Region, it took the effort of some health information officers to draw attention to the fact that we are recording a lot of diarrhea cases in a particular facility. It only takes a very diligent health information officer, biostatisticians, records, everybody who deals with data in a facility to help us to be able to identify cases, and in this particular cholera cases. Health information officers, the data that you give us also help us to at least implement policies. Even sometimes when it comes to resource allocations, we need data to do that because you need the population, you need the district, you need the facilities that are within the particular district. And that one also falls on data. So I'm just reiterating how important that you are and the commitment that you have to give when it comes to the job that you are supposed to do.
Also speaking at the event, the head of research, statistics and innovation at the Ministry of Health, Mr. Akufo-Addo, urged members to uphold the highest ethical standard as they perform their duties in an increasingly digital environment.
As digitalization holds immense potential to transform health information management in unprecedented ways, with advancement in artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, big data analytics, and predictive modeling, we can leverage vast amount of data to uncover trends, enhance patient outcome, and make well-informed public health decisions. This technological empowers us to move from reactive to proactive healthcare, anticipating needs and responding swiftly to health challenges across the country.
The Ghana Health Information Management Association remains hopeful that by prioritizing digital health information management, Ghana can achieve a more efficient, secure, and inclusive healthcare system. From Cape Coast, my name is Eric Asante for Joy News.
Amid rising concerns over human trafficking, terrorism and smuggling, Ghana Immigration Service has strengthened its border surveillance with advanced security equipment provided by the European Union. Now, these criminal activities have highlighted the need for heightened security measures, even as we head to the polls on December 7th. Speaking to Joy News, EU Ambassador to Ghana, His Excellency Chad Razali, said the EU support is aimed at empowering the Ghana Immigration Service to effectively counter threats posed by trafficking networks, terrorist threats and illicit smuggling.
The three-day workshop themed Strengthening Regional Partnerships for Effective Border Management, Lessons Learned and Future Directions brought together stakeholders from the Ghana Immigration Service, the European Union and the ECOWAS sub-region. Organized by the International Center for Migration Policy Development, the event focused on collaborative strategies to enhance border security. Head of Special Duties at the Ghana Immigration Service, DCOI, Maud Kwedu, outlined the service's proactive measures to address border insecurities.
We identified risks and threats like human trafficking, border smuggling along the borders, goods smuggling, terrorism, which is very crucial these days. And with that, SBS projects came with major interventions to help build capacity of the Ghana Immigration Service officers to be able to handle some of these things at the borders.
Speaking to Joy News on the sidelines, EU Ambassador Ichad Ramiendraswa Razali outlined key interventions the European Union is undertaking to support the Ghana Immigration Service in strengthening border security.
It's not only on border security, it's the management of the border. So, of course, there is the security aspect of it, for which Ghana Immigration and other agencies, like the army and the police, are involved. But as I said, the management of the border is not only meant at closing the border. It's about managing who comes in, who comes out in a safe manner, in a context of fight against trafficking, fight against human trafficking, and fight against, as well, potential threats.
Head of the West Africa region for the International Center for Immigration Policy Development, Dr. Mojisola Sodende, believes the three-day workshop will play a crucial role in identifying and addressing vulnerabilities at Ghana's border, especially as the country prepares for elections.
We can expect to come out with a press release that clearly defines the next steps in terms of new projects. We can also expect to have a list of lessons learned from the last 4 years of project implementation. We can also hope to get a resolution from the various countries that are participating in this project.
The three-day workshop on border security is set to conclude on Friday. Safa Kote's report for Joy News.
Well, coming up next is Business Updates with Benjamin Akapo.
Well, time now for business. Welcome aboard. And former Finance Minister Seth Terkper has urged government to exercise caution with projections from development partners on Ghana's economic recovery process. According to him, the threats to these projections are evident, hence the need to address them head-on. His advice follows several institutions and the country's development partners, all projecting that the economy is going to recover strongly from next year. Seth Terkper spoke to us earlier on Business Live.
So I would just sound a note of, caution. Yes, we will definitely see some recovery, because if you have been that low with all the injections that we are seeing, it is to be expected. And with the recovery, the global recovery, which I mentioned, it is expected that there will definitely be some progress. But the very fact that, the support both from the IMF and other partners, particularly the World Bank, African Development Bank, and development partners were front-loaded, also means that we are going to get less, to support austerity. And that is our perspective. I say our perspective, obviously, you know what I'm talking about in the context of elections, that the NDC government, future NDC government, is not going to expect, that much resources being pushed into the economy, and therefore, the focus is to go towards a homegrown, policy, as we have had in the past, reforms, deep structural reforms, in order that we can, maintain the momentum.
Well, up next, we serve you our currency market for today. That's it for business this morning. Handing over back to Sweetie Abochi.
Thank you. So you want to stay with us because the news review segment comes right up. Our guest is Afel Moni, former GJA president, and we'll be back in a bit.